Good morning and welcome back to Soul Path Dreaming. Or good evening and welcome back to Soul Path Dreaming. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a regular follower, I appreciate that you have been so patient as I've not been very active here. This is Pile B. As you know, we record the remaining pile from the pick-a-pile with the less votes, and the pile with the most votes gets read on Facebook Live. So let's start the reading. The first card chosen for today was the Adapt card. Adapt. This can mean a variety of things. Oftentimes we have to come into a energy of adaptation. We adapt to new environments, new people, new places, new things. So, this can be the proverbial door that we all go through. When times get hard or we're being asked to make a change, how can we adapt to that change? The next card is the affirmation. Through sacred circles of healing, I serenely integrate talents and soul and wisdom into my heart. I am ready for empowered, loving expression. Through sacred circles of healing, I serenely integrate spiritual talents, soul wisdom into my heart. I am ready for empowered, loving expression. So then, the first tarot card that was chosen for today is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about a time of rest, of meditation, because you have done a lot of adapting, a lot of thinking, dealing with people, working on your inspirations, and you may have a lot going on. It's a sort of pause. So this card is asking, how are you in the energy of pause? Do you allow pause for yourself? And as you can see, the other crows that are right here, they are going to be just right there. Your friends, your sacred circle. They will be right there when you are done your pause. While you are in the energy of pause, or the ability to adapt, you are being called to ask, can you get a different perspective? If you were up here in these trees, would you have the ability to notice these flowers right away, or these flowers right away? The Hanged Man asks us to be mindful of our experiences, and can we get a different perspective? Can we still adapt to that? When we get a different perspective, we see things and can communicate those things in a different way. Can you look at your own life and say, this is something new. I'm willing to adapt and take that different perspective. Because when you can take that different perspective, the Page of Pentacles is asking you, or suggesting, that maybe the seeds that were being planted, that you're meditating on. What is the right choice? What is the right way to communicate? How can I navigate all the thoughts, my mental situation that I'm in? How can I bring that into fruition? How can I really grow that seed of inspiration, that ability to use my gifts to show everybody that I'm ready, and then adapt to that new mind frame? Because when you have a new mind frame, it's never set. And that's key. Because if you are set in your ways, you're not willing to adapt. But when you have a new mind frame, you can always make that frame bigger or smaller. That is kind of what the Four of Swords is suggesting. The last card is the Crow Oracle card, Survival. This card talks about being in a state of survival. So often we have these limited beliefs that we have to get things done right away, or we put too much on ourselves that we can't think ahead, or that we have to think ahead, when in reality, if you have this bigger perspective, you will always be able to survive. You will have the ability to see far and wide and high and low, so that you don't get into this fight or flight mode. When you get into the fight or flight mode or survival mode, you're being called to slow down, ask for guidance, so that you don't have... I always view foxes as tricksters. They're very cute, but they're also very cunning. So how can you take this pause? Even this crow is seeing these crows from a different perspective, so that it can meet its needs. It can adapt. When you have the ability to adapt quickly, you won't be in this survival mode where you have to hunker down. So this is a really short, quick reading because it is YouTube. So I hope that it finds you well. As always, please message me if you have any questions about dream readings or readings in general. I will put my email in the description box below.